Hi everybody, this is Kim Jana with NBD Life Coaching. I'd like to call today's video blog, how are you doing? Those of you who know me well know that I like to ask people how they're doing, not just because it sounds nice, but I'm actually wanting to know how people are doing. People don't ask each other how they're doing enough. I don't know if that comes from you think that people are going to give you their entire life story. Don't be shocked. Usually what's going to happen, you ask somebody how they're doing, they're going to tell you they're doing great, or they're going to tell you whatever, not so great today. Really, you don't need to talk about it for months. It's not going to be like a 4-hour thing, but we don't ask people how they're doing. Sometimes I'll ask somebody how they're doing. They're like, oh, it's like shock. When you're out somewhere, how hard is it to say, how you doing today? You get into a cab, ask the cab driver how they're doing today. Busy day, not busy day? I mean, you'd be surprised the amount of information that you can get from people, or the amount of knowledge that you can gain from just asking people in this world how they're doing. Conversely, if somebody asks you how you're doing, give the answer and then ask them how they're doing back. I know. There's nothing worse than you say, how you doing? Fine. Especially if you're in customer service. If you're in customer service, there's no excuse, none, zero, for somebody to say to you, how are you doing? Fine. How can I help you? It's like, you have a job. And I'm not just saying that like you have a job. I'm in customer service as well. You have a job, and that's to be customer facing and to represent whichever company you're working for, or your own company. Please, if you own your own company, tell me you're asking people how they're doing back. If you're not, but yeah, ask somebody how they're doing back. Again, on the flip side, they're not going to give you their entire life story. They're just going to tell you they're doing fine or not. It's an icebreaker, guys. And you may laugh if you do this all the time, and if you haven't met anybody that doesn't do it, but I'd be surprised, because there's a lot of people, I have an ex-girlfriend in particular who was the worst at that. She's just fine. Okay, how about make conversation? And you can be the way you want to be, but I'll tell you what people think of you when you're that person, not very highly. Living your life just for you. It's just me and my ego. I'm walking around, I'm doing my thing. Oh, hey Frankie. Doing my thing, and I don't really need to ask anybody else how they're doing, because I don't care. I don't care. It's just me. I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to go through my day, not really learn anything about anybody else, just do my own thing. You can have a day like that if you want. Everybody has shitty days. You just don't feel like talking. That is okay. But if that is you every single day, take a hard look in the mirror and sort something out, man. And you know what? When you're customer facing, or when you work with people and you've seen person after person, and somebody asks you how you're doing, it's really hella nice. It's nice to know that somebody cares, genuinely asks you how you're doing. How you doing? I noticed it's busy in here today. How you holding up? You don't have to know the person to ask that question. You're not asking the person to show you their tits. You're not asking somebody about their childhood. And on the flip side, when you say, I'm great, how you doing back? You're not touching them inappropriately. Get out of your comfort zone and try something different. You'd be surprised what comes out of it. You could learn all kinds, I'm doing great today. It's my birthday. Wow. Okay, so I don't know you, but it's nice to, happy birthday. The conversation, it's not going to go much further than that. If we don't start doing things like this, again, people used to do things like this. We've gone away from it. If we don't start doing stuff like that again, it's just going to be a bunch of zombie robots. And I love zombies and robots. And to all my zombie robot loving friends out there. But we're just going to be walking around, not really interacting with each other, not really knowing anything about each other, because we don't really open up the doors to communication. When you're out today, ask somebody how they're doing. It could be anybody, doesn't matter. Genuinely ask how they're doing. And if they say fine, you could say, oh, I'm doing well as well. Thank you for asking. And I know it sounds really snooty, but sometimes somebody needs that to realize, hey, there's more than you, my friend. It's a nice way to check in on a stranger. I know, checking in on a stranger. Who cares? They're just a stranger. You should care. We're all just strangers. Go out there and be nice, folks. Folks.